What? Say it loud.
These are the same noises I make when I get a bad roll.
When you what?
The
When
gentle
he gets a bad roll.
The gentle
Oh my
trilling of
God.
Noel, everyone. We are back.
Hey.
Are you mad because it's almost your bedtime? Okay, you can let her. I don't care.
Oh.
Poor baby.
Apparently, this is just the time for all the animals to come, because Midana is now gracing us
Oh, baby!
as well.
We love Dummy Dana.
Hello, baby.
All right.
All you wanted in life? I'm never allowed to spread my legs.
Not unpacking that. Moving on.
Minna, don't you dare.
All right. Back to the game then, shall we?
Let's do it.
He hurts so much, guys. No. Stay over here.
Now then.
Just stay.
We open back up to the hunters, having just been brought down into Tanaka's basement rec room, and having it revealed that Tanaka's in on the World of Darkness and the hunter community to an extent.
Oh, that's why you joined us. You just want to play.
Oh. I thought you were talking about Tanaka for a second.
No.
Can I be a member of your team?
Unless two fingers together.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, man.
Now then, I imagine you lot have more than a few questions of your own.
Very much so. Yes. Or at least I do.
Seeing as I have asked for your honesty and asked so much of you, I feel it's only fair to allow you a similar opportunity, and I will answer what I can. Respect is built on trust, after all, and trust is built on honesty.
Well, I would like to start off with it's apparent how you know Malachi and Keller. It makes sense. They've lived here. And well,
Here?
Malachi does have a bit of fame. So I can't help but be just a little bit curious as to how you know who I am, but you don't know Stella so much.
Yeah, that is a little bit.
Ah. A valid question. I do not know you personally, Ms. Delisle, I will admit. Not until today. But being in a similar business as your father and your family, we travel in similar circles and occasionally at conventions and events. Our paths have crossed and we have done business, and he is rather proud of you, often showing off photos of you and your family together, and well, I simply recognized you as such. Granted, you've altered your appearance a bit, but I recognize some of the finer details, the shape of your eyes. That's...
Now that he says this, is there, does Barbie now recognize him as somebody that she might have seen her dad talk to in the past?
Does Barbie go to the business events with her dad?
I mean, I imagine she used to, at the very least. Like, at least when she was younger, especially when they wanted her to eventually take over the business.
I am going to say that will be intelligence, insight, difficulty 2. 1.
Okay, I'll take that.
So, you have seen this man very briefly all of once in all of the times that you have been to the shows. And it was when you were no older than 10 at the most. And he also looked very different back then too.
Did he go by Tanaka or did he go by a different name?
He still went by Tanaka, but your dad called him Kaito.
Daddy
Or-
was very familiar with you. Kaito. Or I suppose that's no longer appropriate.
Mr. Tanaka is... Well, I suppose it doesn't matter at this point.
I imagine it does.
Your father and I are on a first-name basis. How is your father these days?
Honestly, I wouldn't know. After I became part of the business, I ran away to protect him.
What?
He doesn't know where I am, but there's a private investigator looking for me. So I imagine he's hot on the trail.
Ah, Officer Tuner. You're
Yeah.
lucky you found me when you did. I was thinking of letting him know that you were here, but now that I know the truth of your situation, I see why you wish to keep that on the down low, as you would say. Forgive me, I did not mean to expose you, but I hope that your friends were already made aware, or else I have severely embarrassed you as well as myself.
I've told them they were made aware as of earlier today as well.
Good timing.
That's sure, we'll call it that. So then why are you here? If you're part of the same business as my father, why are you all the way up in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin?
There's a business that I'm a part of your father is not entirely familiar with, same as you. But as for why I am here, this is where I have been relegated. Cherry Grove is not so much a territory for the Yakuza and my family as it is a vacation spot. A side hustle at best.
Okay.
Granted, we still conduct business here in the area. We have some minor operations that run through this place, and it has its strategic value of sorts, but it is by no means one of the major locations we operate around. It is simply a place that we hold joint territory with alongside the DeLuccis, though they view it a bit more personally.
Midna, Jesus Christ!
It's okay. We put the mic on Noelle because she wanted to land her it.
Midna, I don't mind you coming up here, but Jesus Christ, your nails are tough.
What did she do?
When she jumped up, instead of jumping on my leg, she somehow got my side.
Razor sharp kitty.
Yeah.
Shark bait. Hoo-ha-ha.
I one day want to meet her. That's on my bucket.
She will try to fight you.
That's okay.
I will
Okay.
fight this
Unless
cat.
you're me, in which case she was relatively cool.
What?
Anyways,
Thank you for saying anyways, because I almost said something out of pocket.
The mafia likes cheese, okay? Dover. Thank you.
respect the Deathblades. Yeah. Yeah, I have no choice. Okay.
Now then. Is that a satisfactory enough answer for you then?
I suppose it will have to be.
Very good. Are there any other questions any of you might have?
So who is that new man that came anyway?
New man?
Know anything about that?
Gregory. He said his name is Gregory. Gregory. Did he say his last name?
He did not.
Yeah, just
Ooh.
Gregory. That's all he introduced himself as.
Dover, if that's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge reference, I recognize and thank you for it. Gregory? I'm not familiar with a Gregory.
He's the one who came to the town meeting earlier tonight, and I have strong reason to believe that he may very well be a vampire.
Felt like prey, like deer in the headlights froze. He
Do you have a picture of this Gregory?
Fuck, do we?
You might.
What the fuck?
Keller would not have been in the headspace for a picture.
I don't know.
You guys
funny.
never
Kitty
took, like,
football.
a camera photo of him. Best you have is, like, the ID.
That's right.
Which
One
isn't
of us
an
has the idea.
which isn't an exact match of him either.
Damn.
Well, we did get his ID, but I mean,
Hmm.
it's not him.
It is likely falsified. But it's a
As I
place to
understand.
start.
When he came into the town meeting, he was able to enthrall everyone. Well, most of them.
They
The
get in
cell
your
included.
head. They get in your head.
Heller and I were the only ones who recognized him for what he was.
I see. That would be the vampiric ability of presence at play, then, I presume.
That was what I was trying to allude to earlier, before I
Not
knew
like
you were.
taking notes.
Too many fingers on my brain. Can feel them.
Hmm. They really did a number on you, huh, Keller?
He kind of sombers and nods.
Excellent. Well, it seems that Cherry Grove is becoming a regular hotbed for supernatural influence. First red caps and now vampires. What's next? Werewolves?
Oh, don't get me started.
I don't think they'd want to come over here. They have a nice little protective place not far.
What?
I wouldn't put it past them. They tend to congregate in very naturalistic areas, places close to nature. Big
Also
cities
true.
seem anathema to them.
But a lot of them are also pack creatures. Whatever this is clearly working alone and not in the stereotypical way of a werewolf.
Meta.
Yes. Although the bloodshed of the victims does suggest a more violent and vicious attack befitting of a werewolf.
I'm still leaning on Redcap.
Yes, I was going to say there didn't appear to be enough. That is to say, usually werewolves' attacks tend to be sloppier, if you can believe it.
Or more viscera, gore. Just not just blood.
Not only that, but they are proud creatures, and they tend to rely on their natural weaponry, and their aftermath tends to show it. Claw marks, bite marks, strands of fur, stuff like that. None of the crime scene photos showed any evidence of any of that. And before you ask, yes, I have access to the crime scene photos.
Have access to what?
The crime scene photos.
Well, maybe you could give us some insight that we don't have. Because we've been trying to figure this out for the past 2 days, and we have a lot of theories, but ultimately we're kind of going nowhere.
It sounds to me like you have more of a clue of this than I do. You've had more time and means to investigate.
Now, why?
After all, you arrived at the conclusion of Redcap. I'd be curious as to how you arrived at that conclusion.
The kids. Only the parents were killed. The kids were taken. They
You know, that makes sense. The Fae tend to value children for their innocence, their imagination, creativity, their ability to look at the world through the eyes of a child, not yet corrupted and grounded by reality. But alas, I may have all still said too much. You will forgive me, but I'm afraid I must insist that we save this discussion for later. The hour grows late, and I am getting quite weary, as I imagine you all are, especially after the night you've had. And we're going to have a lot more to deal with tomorrow. I suggest you get as much rest as you possibly can. I have plenty of guest rooms, so feel free to make yourselves at home here. My house is your house for the time being.
Um. Thank. Thank you. I think.
You'll definitely thank me when the Delucci's come knocking, probably tomorrow. We'll do what we can to help you out. As you said, not just Mr. Campbell, but the lot of you could prove a valuable asset to me in my goals, especially when I stand to see the Delucci's embarrassed.
I imagine the Delucci's aren't in the know.
Eh. Unfortunately, Sly himself is also a seated member of the Cherry Grove Arcanum chapter house, such as it were.
Oh, he's in the know too?
He is. I can't say as to how many of his family are.
It's Harlan, a member as well.
Yes, he is the third member of the council.
Well, I imagine now Arya and Keller are now official members, I suppose, or maybe
No.
unofficial.
What
Go in
you
place.
What you and your lot are is to be determined. And I think we'll get that opportunity tomorrow. Once Sly learns about the involvement of a vampire, however, that may lessen your price.
Price?
How many times do I have to explain it? You took away his right
No,
hand.
I know. I guess what I meant to say is, what can we expect?
If DeLucci doesn't act on this, it will make him look weak. They will want retribution, especially since Marino wasn't just a cop. He was family. Specifically to Isabella of the Corn Snake.
Oh, poor girl.
Poor girl. Poor you. So...
Oh, no, I just feel bad that a piece of shit like that was her brother. No offense.
Oh, she loved him.
Oh! She loved a misogynistic... Okay.
I don't get it either. Must be an Italian thing. Family and whatnot. I don't know. I don't care. In any case, the way I see it, you will have one of two options. The first being, you leave Cherry Grove with whatever information you've acquired, and you forget about anything involving the DeLucci's or whatever's been going on here, and you never come back again. Alternatively, you will likely be called to owe a life debt of sorts, if not your very lives, to the DeLucci's in exchange for the blood you spilled of theirs. So long, however, that's if they can prove
Yeah, who's in
that
God, who knows?
Marino's death was not a spur of the moment necessity, a you are him sort of angle.
So are you saying as long as we prove we did it in self-defense, we will be better off?
As long as you can convince them it wasn't self-defense. But Sly has an eye for lies. Be careful. If you're not going to sleep, then work on getting your story straight. My family and my assets will help you out however we can, but we also cannot be risking in getting compromised as well. That could result in turmoil that my family does not need.
All right. Well, I mean, the way I see it, he came with the specific intention to kill us. I don't see how it's not a him or us situation. So, me personally, I don't see what the problem is then. We should be okay, right?
According to what Mayumi told me, you subdued the both of them, and then as he was subdued because he would not talk to you or because he said something you did not like, you then proceeded to douse him with alcohol and set him on fire, instead of returning him, or simply keeping him captured.
He was threatening my friends. He was. I let him up.
Although, I forget myself, he says, looking to Arya. That could be an angle that could work. Arya, these are your people, are they not?
We are associates.
Yes.
What
Then
are you getting at here?
Rather than acting as an embarrassment to him, as striking out against him, you were simply doing what you had to. In his position, one of his came up to yours unprovoked and committed such heinous crimes with the intent of the destruction, the outright cold-blooded murder of your family, unprovoked. For you to let him go, that would show weakness on your part. Then the embarrassment would be solely his. The responsibility
Yes,
would be
of course.
solely his family's. Or at least, if not them, the vampires. And to him, perhaps, the debt could then be shifted.
If it can be shifted towards the vampires, then that also allows us to have the, albeit shaky, still existent underpinnings of trust going forward, if we both work towards the same end.
Indeed. Even so, Sly is an opportunist to the core, and he will take any opportunity he can to throw his weight around, trying to show that he is in charge. It will take a lot of your own social cunning and guile to stand your ground against him.
Keller
and his
winces.
family. Oh, pipe down.
No,
You
we
don't need to
don't,
say anything.
We don't have much of a choice.
I imagine it shouldn't be too hard if he was in fact under the vampires. If he was in fact under a vampire's thrall, then we had no reason to believe he wouldn't stop at nothing to try and kill us, even if we did let him go, right?
Except that you let Mayumi go.
Mayumi clearly told us that she realized that she was in error. Whereas, if I recall correctly, he insisted that we were dead. And he continued that up until he died.
Yes.
Mayumi had the wherewithal to at least tell us that something was wrong, and I imagine she realized it very quickly. But we had no reason to believe that he wasn't under the thrall.
I see. Well, we'll see how you do against Sly when he comes to call.
Is he going to be coming here, or...
He's going to be looking for you, and you'll be here. If he calls asking me, I will not lie to him. And he will likely call asking.
I imagine we'll be ready for him, right?
That is up to you. I intend to be. Now then.
Well, why? Why?
Well, I will leave you to get some rest and prepare for tomorrow. We will have much to discuss. But until then, take care.
Keller will bow a little less awkwardly than last time.
Now, I'm going to bed. Have a good night, and if you need anything, feel free to look around and help yourselves. Just treat my house and my property with respect.
This will be a good place for us to stop.
And he will make his way upstairs. Oh, and whatever you do, don't go swimming in the koi pond.
Why would we go swimming in a koi pond?
Really do that?
You have no idea!
It's bad for the fish.
That's just rude.
It is 10:40.
What time is it in game?
It is late. Like, probably, I'd say, at least around 3 in the morning at this point.
Yeah, if that's the case, then Barbie is just going straight to bed.
Malachi's gonna stretch and actually not argue about going to bed.
Yeah, all things considered, that sounds like a pretty good idea. It's been a stressful, very stressful day, so going to bed could work out quite well.
It's been a while since we haven't slept in the RV, isn't it, Malachi?
It
Oh.
has.
Sorry,
How
Stella.
long has it been?
Oh, I was just agreeing with everybody else.
How long has it been us going back home to Chicago?
I don't know.
You whispered something and I could not hear it.
I don't know.
Alright, and so you all will spend the night at the Tanaka estate, and come the next morning, you will awaken and you will find breakfast being laid out and prepared for you. Up in the kitchen.
Um,
Crusher couldn't get selfie.
I imagine once Barbie finally wakes up, she'll go ahead and eat.
All right. As you get up and go into the kitchen, you will find the area is much more populated with several staff members and caretakers throughout the estate. Maids and other house workers and whatnot. Keeping the place neat and tidy. Keeping the yard nice and presentable, etc.
I guess knowing that this is basically a hunter cell, Barbie, I think, is going to be a little bit more okay with having Duchess near her. Sorry, Keller.
Thumbs up.
Yay.
But Keller will also sit next to Barbie and therefore Duchess.
You only like me because of my dog.
There's other reasons why we like you, Boo Boo.
It's my tits.
Oh, and also,
Sure.
Duchess will find a handcrafted, naturally ingredients prepared breakfast made specifically for her.
Oh, they know how to love dogs here.
Well, I would imagine so. If he was in the business, he would know how to treat dogs, which explains. I imagine that was an Akita in the front, at the front.
Oh, yeah.
Puma. Kuma was a beautiful dog.
Kuma, yeah.
Mhm.
Kuma means bear. So.
Yep.
Okay. I imagine Barbie and Duchess will have their breakfast. Barbie is appreciative that Duchess gets her own special breakfast.
I do apologize, but would it be terrible if I headed out at this moment right here?
Not at all. Honestly, we're probably going to be wrapping up very soon.
Understood. I'll be good. I'll be here.
Then, yeah. And as breakfast finishes up, you will be joined by Tanaka, him having finished his own breakfast elsewhere, as he walks in and says, "Good morning, everyone. I hope you all slept well."
When he arrives, Barbie will give the traditional bow of respect to our host.
I say this because... Oh, and also I do hope you enjoyed the meal I had my staff prepare for you.
Absolutely delicious, sir.
Duchess appreciates it as well. Thank you.
I apologize for the simple nature of the dish. Eggs and toast isn't exactly a complicated breakfast, but I wasn't expecting company, so we used what we had to the best of our abilities. Still, I pride myself on my chef and their culinary prowess.
Food ain't gotta be complicated to be tasty.
Honestly, Duchess isn't that hard to please, but thank you. Good girl.
A beautiful dog. But anyways,
Okay.
as I was saying, I'd just gotten off the phone with Mr. DeLucci just now. He is on his way to speak with you about finding Officer Marino's car at your estate, Arya.
Wait, we just left it there?
He just left it there.
Oh, okay.
All I left behind was a card from my lawyer.
Indeed. And I'm certain that you have thought of an explanation as to what happened and why. Just be ready to give it when he arrives. I suspect he'll be here in less than 30 minutes.
Well, time for us to get freshened up and look appropriate, as there's a certain level of etiquette that'll be expected here.
Indeed. What the heck? Here we go.
Did we not get rid of the cop car?
No.
I thought
No.
it was made. We were told by Miyumi that her guys would take care of it.
So, like, in the notes I have written, Keller gets back from dragging the rug to the back, goes to grab the cop car, but I feel like that action never completed because the dudes arrived in the car at the very end of last session, which we kind of went back a little bit to inside the house for snacks. But yeah, I thought the car would not be there.
And even then, I thought Miyumi mentioned that she and her boys would pretty much take care of her boys would take care of the rest.
The cleaners.
Yes, the cleaners.
Even so,
Yeah.
the last place that his car was seen reported was heading towards Arya's house.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, got it.
Whatever has become of it since doesn't really matter, as the last known location is,
They have
Well,
a lead.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So, I'd recommend finishing up breakfast if you haven't already and getting ready to put your social caps on. You're about to make a deal with the Cherry Grove Mafia. Welcome to the family business. Did you ever think you would see yourself joining us in these dealings, Councilman?
I was hoping to keep my nose a bit more clean, but not much chance of that when you get into politics, it seems.
First time for everything, I suppose. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll do just fine. And so the hunters begin a brand new day. But instead of going out and facing the horrors of the monsters that stalk the night, they must instead face the monsters that stalk everyday life. The ones who use their power and influence to run the world in their way, whilst coming off as legitimate despite their illicit activities and myriad crimes. For it seems not every monster goes bump in the night. There are some that simply walk the streets, make the laws, and give money to the people who do. But as this cell has shown, they're no less afraid to deal with them either. However, is necessary, as the hunt continues.
Oh, fuck.
Holy shit.
I hate politics so much.
Uh,
Ugh.
I
So,
suddenly longer want to suck the dick off the mafia.
Hey. Wait until next session. There's still negotiation time.
I mean, honestly, you could make that a price.
Considering how, like, Barbie was hoping that the Officer Fuckface was an outlier misogynistic, but now she's starting to realize that, oh, the whole family is this way, aren't they? Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we'll have to see, won't we?
I really liked Isabel, but if she's... Ugh.
What's the XP?
Yes, 3 EXP. Also, what did we think of tonight's game?
Oh,
I like this game. I hate politics. I can't hit politics with hammer.
Oh, we need to find more uses for your hammer, but, like...
No, we'll find a use one time and it'll be great. But oh god, politics is the worst.
Oh.
Yeah, Keller is also combat skilled.
Oh, boy. Yeah, now you're gonna have to explain why you lit his brother on fire.
He was threatening my friends.
I was trying to disinfect him. He had a cold.
The whammy. He was a threat.
I mean, fair enough.
It's just what players do, dog. You know, it's how it is.
I'm crazy, man.
I mean, tell
Then
me
he puts
you
his
wouldn't light a
finger
bitch
on
on fire.
He just puts his finger on his lips and goes, I'm crazy.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
But yeah, tell me you wouldn't light a bitch on fire.
Well, we'll see how well that holds up next time. But yeah, so I hope you guys like the Yakuza and like the crime family's angle I've got going in Cherry Grove right now as well, in addition to the
Interesting
supernatural
dynamic.
stuff.
It now makes sense as to why they're in such a small town. It's like, oh, they're hunters too. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, don't like it, but I mean, at least we get to go to nice places. This is a nice house, right? This is pretty good.
mm-hmm.
You might even be building connections.
Hey, you got the mob in your pocket.
Wow.
Hey,
Or you're in
chill.
the mob's pocket.
Darkness.
You know what? Let us dream, okay? Let us dream.
I mean, you can also just like do your best to like wash your hands of this as much as you can and get the hell out of there.
True. But
We'll at least face our demons for right now. We could then try to kill demon with hammer, then we can try to run away from demon. It's a multi-step process.
I've
If
invested
this
a
is a-
lot of points into a safe house to not come back to Cherry Grove.
Oh, if this is a demon, we're fucked. I hope you know that.
Oh no, not that. I mean, yes, but
Don't
Like,
worry, demon.
Like vampire, we can handle. Red cap, annoying, but we can handle. Werewolf, that's starting to get tricky. Demon, nah. This is way above my pay grade. I'm out.
Don't worry,
Hmm.
demons are no
Nah,
longer
werewolf
canon.
my way.
Don't worry, demons are no longer canon in 5th edition.
Yeah, no, send the werewolf my way. I got it.
I can't wait till you find out that Malachi has werewolf friends.
Oh my god.
I mean, the fact that he mentioned that he knows of a werewolf thing here has definitely piqued Barbie's interest.
Oh, it most definitely piqued Stella's
Wait,
interest
what do you
as
mean?
well.
I didn't say it in front of you guys.
No.
No, there was a mention, like, after we came down, how Malachi said, oh, there's a werewolf thing, like, just outside here.
Oh, yeah, in Wisconsin, but he didn't say where.
Right. Even so, like, that's something that Barbie's like, how would you know that?
We'll talk later, darling. And by we'll talk later, I'll conveniently forget.
By we'll talk later, I mean never.
Yeah. Like suddenly, like, oh, I can't hear you.
Mhm.
What?
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up. I got terrible signal. Bye.
well, either way, it was very, very enjoyable. I look forward to. Well, I mean, I kind of look forward to, but I also kind of dread the next session. So we'll see
Yes.
how that one goes.
Yeah, story of my storytelling life. But in the meantime, on that same note, I will say thank all of you for watching. If you're watching on Twitch, follow me for more streams in the future. And if you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe and join the Working Class Pack. Also, be sure to leave a comment to let your voice be out there, to get us out there and let your voice be heard. And, other than that, good night, everybody. Happy hunting. We will be back next time with more Pokemon. Although I don't know what my schedule is going to be looking like in this next upcoming week, but we'll see. Either way, Pokemon's coming back next time we do this Wednesday stream, so look forward to that. And more Hunter next month.
Good night.
Yeah.
Wow, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Hi. Hello.